Hi everyone, I'm Gina Buckney, and today I've been asked to talk a little bit about how do we quieten down the noise when there's so much going on around us. How do we maintain that focus and that attention on the things that we need to do? Now, I shared something on my social media earlier about trying to drown out the noise and just get quiet and listen to the inner voice, the little whisper that is guiding you or trying to guide you to the path that you're supposed to be on. And that path will be fulfillment, happiness, satisfaction. But it's very difficult in today's world to hear that inner voice when there's so much going on around us and there's lots of stress and pressure and other things trying to pull at our attention. Social media is one, and here we are on social media. But yeah, it's funny, isn't it? I'm talking about that and we're on social media. Anyway, there was a distraction right there. So it's how do you go, hang on, I'm being distracted. Let me pull it back so that I can focus. And I teach my clients a lot around focus. How do we focus people at work so that they're not being distracted by things that are going on around them that don't really matter in that moment? How do you compartmentalize all the stress that you might have at home? And yes, I have that too. And it's like, how do you just close that down when you need to be in work mode so that you can focus on the task at hand? And it's the same way that you do when you want to listen to your inner voice. And for me, that's sitting in a moment of meditation and just drowning everything else out so that I'm there, I'm present. I just focus on the breath and I wait. If things come in to distract me into my mind, like, what are we having for tea tonight? Or what am I going to do about that person? Or, it might be financial stress, whatever it is that's impacting you. It could be the fact that it's Easter half term and the kids are about. So it's like, how do you close all that down in that moment just to get centered and focus on what you need to do and listen to your intuition and your inner voice and close everything else down so that when you come back out of the meditation, you can go straight forward, head on into the task without all the noise. And it's meditation, and it starts and ends just with the breath and just focusing on the breath. Enter through the nostrils and then leave the body. And if you just focus on that 10 minutes a day, Harvard Medical School did a study, 10 minutes a day of meditation can transform the brain structure. And what it does, here's the neuroscience now for any of the geeks out there, me being one, I love this stuff. But what it actually does, if you want the technical science, is the three main areas of your brain: prefrontal cortex here at the front. And that's the bit where it's like all your logic, your focus, your planning, creativity, everything you need to do a good job sits in that area of the brain. Now, with a 10-minute meditation practice a day, what happens to that area of the brain is it actually expands. It's the cerebral wall around it that expands. And what that means is the traffic, the messages, the signals can get through quicker and you process information faster. Okay, let's think about the next part of the brain, which is the memory bank. Let's think of the hippocampus. So we're doing a good job. We're using all our focus and attention, creativity, but we need somewhere to store memories, thoughts, ideas, yeah? So with the 10-minute meditation practice, just 10 minutes a day, Harvard Medical School, I've done this test and this study, I should say, that area of the brain gets bigger. So you can remember more things, you can store more things so that you can do a good job. Think about your mind as a computer. I always say, for the techies out there, my background is tech and I love the neuroscience and the computer science, like links between them. So memory, increase your memory, you're uplifting your CPU or your BPU, as I call it, brain processing power. And then there's another area of the brain, this is the kicker. There's another area of the brain called the amygdala. Now, this is the fear center of the brain. It's your fight or flight. It's basically what will stop you in your tracks from doing something because you think, there's a threat here, or I'm scared. I can't push myself forward into that direction that I need to go, because you freeze. And some people get this with public speaking. They'll just freeze and they'll forget everything and they won't be able to talk, and they'll jumble up their words because they're in their fear center of the brain. And what that's called is the amygdala hijack. And what it's doing, it's hijacking the prefrontal cortex, which is the area I mentioned earlier, all the logic, the planning, the creativity. That can't think because the amygdala's just hijacked it. And all that you can think about is the fear, the worry, the self-doubt. All of that sits in the amygdala. So 10 minutes of meditation a day. Harvard Medical School proven this. It reduces the size of the amygdala. It reduces the power of the amygdala. So it can't hijack that prefrontal cortex where all the logic sits. You can still think straight. That's how you quieten down the noise around you. That's how you increase your attention. That's how you increase your focus. And that's how you improve your memory. All the things we need to do a good job at work. I hope that helped. Thank you.